6 p.m., 6:01 p.m. I would like to call to order the Lancaster Select Board regular meeting of Monday, October 3rd, 2022. I will do so. First of all, this meeting is being recorded and broadcast on Sterling-Lancaster television. I would like to start with a roll call of members. Ms. Turner.
I'm here.
Mr. Allison.
Here.
Mr. Kerrigan. We are. Good news, we're all here. All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of meeting minutes. Gentle lady and gentleman.
Offer a motion to approve the minutes
Okay.
of September 27th, 2022.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? I think it's right on front. Hearing no discussion, all those in favor, Mr. Allison,
Aye.
Ms. Turner,
Aye.
Mr. Kerrigan, aye, 3-0-0 on the minutes. Scheduled appearances and public hearings, there are none. Boards, committees, and department reports, there are also none. That brings us to our period of public comment. Is there anyone, if you are, okay, anybody who is online, indicate that you'd like to speak by raising your hand. We, as always, we take people in the room first, and as a growing custom, we take Rob Zidek first because he's here. A reminder of our rules of engagement. Be polite, do not attack, otherwise you'll be, frankly, so. There is 4 minutes. I'll give you a 1 minute reminder toward the end of your time. Mr. Zidek.
Thank you. Rob Zidek, 103 Kaliva Road, speaking as a private citizen of Lancaster, Massachusetts. Excuse me for being a little winded. Last week, I attended an extremely interesting environmental justice council meeting attended by advocates all across the state. I believe I have a link to the slides, possibly the recording, that I will pass on to those interested once I find them. What impressed me the most is how much optimism there is among the many organizations and municipalities as they zealously pursue the wonderful opportunities with the exciting and rapidly progressing EJ movements. As an avid advocate for all EJ beneficiaries, I am very proud of our state. By contrast, it saddens me to see our town going the other way. For that matter, I prepared a comment. Though we ran out of time before I could present, I did submit what follows in writing. In Lancaster, Massachusetts, our town leaders and an aggressive developer are trying to persuade voters at an upcoming town meeting to rezone a large isolated land area in a way that would construct 2.4 million square feet of distribution centers, requiring hundreds of trucks and employee commutes all day and night every day of the year into the same neighborhood as and sharing the same roadway with a new affordable housing project for hundreds of our potential new neighbors. This housing project will, by definition, meet the requirements of a community with EJ concerns. I and several others have been trying for months to stop our town from pursuing this blatant and deliberate violation of environmental justice policy, all to no avail. We are now fervently striving to inform our voting citizenry of the severe moral, reputational, and financial consequences if our town leaders march forward, if their environmental injustice march succeeds. On behalf of Lancaster's current and future residents, I ask this EJ Council for any advice you can provide that can help get through to our town leaders, or at least to our voting population, to make it clear that this dangerous endeavor must come to an end. Moreover, if any of you or anyone whom you recommend can actively participate in our opposition, you have our sincere appreciation and admiration. Examples of actions would be letters or phone calls to town administration, comments at an upcoming rezoning hearing or the town meeting, articles in our local and state newspapers, correspondence with legislatures and state agencies such as MEPA, legal actions, and perhaps even protests at our town hall. If anyone wishes to make contact, blah, 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 left the information. Tonight, our select board can and technically will make one of the following decisions. Option one, we can make Lancaster the shining beacon.
1 minute to go.
across the Commonwealth of environmental justice by recognizing the huge injustice that could happen with these zoning changes and stop them here and now. This can be achieved with a motion, a second, a discussion, and a vote. Or option two, we can make Lancaster the dreadful counterexample. Again, across the Commonwealth, by continuing or strengthening this relentless campaign to develop these horribly incompatible projects. This gets accomplished by refusing to act on or even discuss the immense EJ concerns we are facing. And I'll skip the rest. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Lisa, that's how you're identified online. Please state your name and your address. And you can take your hand down. 4 minutes.
Lisa Engel, 922 Main Street. Okay, I'm just going to read this. First, I understood from a select board meeting a couple of months ago that our town administrator, Kate Hodges, had obtained a quote of $8,000 for a commercial cleaning of the senior and community center, and that the town could not afford that. At the Council on Aging meeting on Monday, September 26th, I understood Kelly Dolan, the new Health and Human Services Director, to state that the town would be replacing floors, repainting, and installing split temperature control units in the same building. This is to be completed by November 1st. I do not understand how it is possible to do these renovations given the town's financial constraints, and I am concerned that it will take priority over the cleaning effort. Second, I understood from that same COA meeting on Monday, September 26th, that $15,000 was being given to the town or a group in the town by the LIV golf tournament as some kind of peace offering for the off-site parking problems caused during the tournament. I had also understood that the police department had contracted the Friends of the Lancaster Senior Center with respect to accepting this gift. I do not understand the process for this and why the select board is not determining the distribution of this money. Third, at the same meeting, it was reported that the Friends of the Lancaster Senior Center have more than $38,000 in the bank, so if given the $15,000 from the LIV golf tournament, they would have in excess of $53,000. Some of their funds were recently used to repaint the center and purchase patio furniture in addition to what the center already has. It was stated that the Friends of the Lancaster Senior Center threw out or donated all of the equipment used by seniors in the town of Lancaster who have limited means. This includes walkers, among other items. I am concerned that the crucial needs of the seniors in Lancaster are not being met as a result of this, and this equipment needs to be replaced. If the $15,000 from the LIV tournament is gifted to the Friends of the Senior Center, Lancaster Senior Center, the replacement of equipment and installation, in my opinion, of a security system is how it should be allocated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other folks for public comment? All right, public comment is closed. Now we will go to the town administrator's report. If there is anything from public comment you wanted to comment on, you certainly can, but
Sure. Well, I guess I'll start with a couple of things. So over the past several months, I've had the opportunity to meet with many people in town, and the wide range of knowledge, both historical and educational, has been astounding and very beneficial to me as a new town administrator. But one theme that keeps coming up is the feeling of silos and disconnect between groups, both at the department level and for boards and committees. And so in a town with as many boards and committees as we have, the disconnect is sometimes unavoidable. However, I'm hoping to propose the idea to the select board for a monthly or bi-monthly chair breakfast. So the idea would be for the chairs of each of the town committees, boards, or commissions to come together once a month, preferably in person, but certainly to continue with a hybrid model, and simply have a roundtable discussion, alerting one another to the things that are in front of their boards and committees. For example, I suspect many committees are unaware of the fact that the Disability Commission has worked many hours over the past year to create an emergency preparedness guide that is specific to Lancaster. And in meeting with that chair a couple of times, including this afternoon, we're getting a plan formulated on how to get the word out and how to create printed and non-printed copies. But I suspect that the COA board would be very interested in this idea and would certainly be instrumental in being able to get that out. So that's one example of something that could be shared.
Yep.
So I certainly am not looking to add to any board or committee, but I think if we put in a little effort, at least to let one another through the chairs or someone that the chair designates to know what the other town bodies and groups are doing, I think it might go a long way, certainly to inform everybody, but also to have this shared sense of purpose.
Yep.
And so on that end, the town staff held our first team building for a cause this past Friday, where members of all different departments came to the community center to organize, to clean, perform maintenance for the center. And many remarked that they couldn't remember a time when all the town departments were represented in one room. And certainly no one had remembered a time that they all had one shared goal in mind. So I received a lot of positive feedback from the staff on that. Folks who were able to participate, even if they just dropped by for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. The town staff are really just an excellent group of people, and it was interesting to see all of this kind of come together, and it was a nice welcome for Kelly. If you'd like me to answer Ms. Engel's questions, so the HVAC that has been proposed is something that we'll be proposing in the capital plan. So we'll be going over that. It certainly isn't going to be done anytime soon, but we have proposed it in the capital plan. We've actually proposed $225,000 in the capital plan relative to the center. That would include mostly HVAC, but some other needed things that we have there, data connections and a little bit more privacy and noise canceling in some of the offices. In terms of, I'm sorry, was flooring one of the things that was mentioned?
I don't remember it, but if you got an update, give us
So,
a
back in 2017, the town had a warrant article that was voted upon at town meeting for some HVAC work that was done in the center. My understanding is last year or 2 years ago, some of that money was also used for a boiler repair. There's about $13,500 that's left there that we would hope to use to replace the carpet that's there and the flooring. We had the Board of Health come in and they were able to tell us that there's no mold spores and there's no asbestos, which is really good. So we'll be embarking on that as soon as we can. The job is under the threshold, so it requires 3 quotes. We were able to obtain 2 quotes. We're waiting for one other, but I think that it's really hard for them to come out unless the job is absolutely guaranteed. So we're just supposed to solicit 3 quotes. We have a professional cleaning company that is true that they came and they were going to erect stanchions and scaffolding to be able to get to all of the ceiling in the gym area. I can say that we did a lot of the cleaning in-house with the town department heads and managers, and we were able to knock off quite a bit of that. And so the rest of the cleaning for the things that are up in the ceiling and the gymnasium and a couple of bathrooms and things like that it's about $3,200, so that will be able to be absorbed within the gift account. And then later this evening, you will hopefully be accepting a donation from the fire and police. Both of those accounts have a gift account allocated for other town needs that serve the greater community. And both chiefs of the fire and police department would very much like to have a satellite office and office hours in the community center, and so they'll be donating $5,000 to that. So we'll get more into that later. In terms of the LIV money, I have not been directly involved necessarily in that, but my understanding, and certainly through discussions with the LIV folks, is that was a grant program. So communities, they had to be an adjacent community. You had to be a registered 501c3 charity and nonprofit. You had to submit all of the documentation to the LIV folks, and then their grant allocations committee determined who they were going to provide grant monies to. My understanding is that they gave several $1,000s to, I think there was 15 different entities. I reported on that several meetings ago, but I know that there are Lancaster entities that they offered monies to, who either turned it down or weren't going to use it anymore. There were a few. The Dave Carr Foundation received $5,000. The Friends of the Bolton seniors received monies. So in checking with the chair of the Lancaster Friends of the Seniors, they haven't received their money yet. But the way that they go about using that money, that's a gift account. They're a separate nonprofit. They have their own auditing. They have their own board of directors. And so that group uses the money as they see fit, as long as it is in keeping with their mission. I did attend their meeting today, and they, the meeting of the Friends today, and they were discussing allocating a certain amount of dollars that allows Kelly to be able to purchase certain things that are needs for the center, including food to bring back the breakfasts, and to work with the town to get the commercial kitchen back online for that. So I think that answers.
That seems to cover it. Thank you. So the rest of your report is.
So for the recruitment updates, we held 8 candidate interviews for the recreation position last week on over a couple of days. Wynn Clark, who is the chair of the rec commission, and Monica Tarbell, who is one of the members of the rec committee, accompanied Kelly Dolan and myself. We did those interviews. We have 2 persons that are moving up to a second round that it will include an assessment center. Those were sent out by me to the 2 candidates on Saturday. They responded on Sunday evening, both accepting. They'll be coming in to meet with other rec folks, Kelly and Chief Moody, this week. So I hope to have good news on that coming out of that. The applications closed today for the Outreach and Activities Coordinator, and this is for persons that are 60 plus. We had 68 applications and over 40 certified social workers, so Kelly is going to be going through those and narrowing it down, and I know she's been working closely with Chief Moody to have members of his team involved in the first round applications because we wanted to do that shared role where we can have a mental health worker or a certain amount of hours relative to that, which is something he proposed to the select board before Steve and Kate, but we're kind of taking that on. And last but certainly not least, and I'm hoping she's here. She is. Yes. I'd like to introduce Charlotte Steves, who is our new Assistant Planning Director / Conservation Agent, and her first day is going to be tomorrow.
Oh, welcome, Charlotte. Make sure to unmute yourself.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm very excited to start working with the town of Lancaster. Yes, my first day is tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. Thank you for the introduction. So I'll be working as the conservation agent and assistant town planner.
That's okay.
So Kendra was very involved. I don't know, Kendra, if you wanted to just say a few things. She was very involved in the first round interviews. I know that Frank played a really important part in that as well.
Oh geez, thanks for putting me on the spot.
Sorry.
No, Charlotte's resume precedes itself. She has a ton of really interesting experience, both in country and out of country. And I heard she knocked it out of the park in her second round of interviews. So yay, Charlotte. I'm super excited to see what you can do, to help the town of Lancaster along in terms of conservation and, growing your legs in the assistant planning director position and working in conjunction with Jasmine. So I'm super excited. And I was very happy to be part of the process, so I thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited as well.
Frank, did you have anything you wanted to add, or you?
Sorry?
I was asking Frank Streeter if he had anything he wanted to add. Hearing nothing?
I think Kendra did all the heavy lifting. She gets all the credit.
Well, it's wonderful,
I
Charlotte.
certainly welcome Charlotte to the job. We need you. Look forward to working with you. But Kendra gets all the interview credit.
Sounds good. I like a
I'm looking
man.
forward to it as well. Thank you.
Sounds good, Charlotte. Well, welcome aboard. We look forward to welcoming you here to Town Hall, and we'll see you soon.
See you tomorrow.
Bye. All right. Alex, yes. Would you like to ask Charlotte something?
It's just a quick FYI, I received a text that people are trying to get in, just to the in-house team.
I'm sorry,
Into this meeting?
into the meeting or into the door?
I believe the meeting, I don't.
Huh.
We're not seeing anybody in the waiting room.
Anybody?
Yeah, it's the Sterling-Lancaster meeting, it says they're waiting to be let in.
Nobody in the waiting room. No. All right. Well, we'll keep a close eye on it. Thank you.
I don't see anybody.
Other department?
Oh, yeah, no.
Other department or townwide updates?
No, sir, I've talked enough.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Hodges. We appreciate your update. Next is administrative budget and policy. There are a few items sponsored by Ms. Turner, and I think we're going to table those because she's not able to be with us here in person. And those are items 2, 3, and 4. And item 1, I don't know that we have anything to address on item 1, do we?
No, having only been less than a week
Less than a
now.
week since the last time we discussed it. Okay, great. So then, the next item in administration budget and policy is accepting a donation on behalf of the fire department in the amount of $2,374 in memory of Sloan Lafferty. Anything to add to that?
No,
Okay.
that's,
Relatively straightforward, I would think. As we all know, we have to accept these donations. Is there a motion?
I'll offer a motion to accept the generous gift to the fire department on behalf of Sloan, in memory of Sloan.
So moved in the motion to accept the 2374 on behalf of the fire department in memory of Sloan Lafferty.
Yeah.
Seconded, I mean.
Okay. That's what I understood you to mean. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, Mr. Allison?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Kerrigan, aye. 3-0-0.
Alex, I just had 2 people that joined, that were in the waiting room, iPhone and another one, Mike, so maybe, I don't know if there was a delay or something, but I think we're good. But sing out if,
Well, don't sing out.
Well-
Just tell us.
but you can if you like.
All right. Appointments and resignations? None. Licenses and permits? None. New business?
Well, okay, yeah, so I was hoping, Chief Hansen and Chief Moody have written that letter, so if you could read that.
I can read this.
Okay.
This is a letter from both Fire Chief Michael Hansen and the Police Chief Everett Moody to Kate and Kelly. It seems to be written in Chief Moody's voice because it says, Fire Chief Hansen and I would like to thank you both for your role in last Friday's team building event. In the brief time we spent together, we recognized the value of a unified effort when trying to achieve goals not possible alone. Also, we would like to thank all the other staff members who volunteered their time. I think we all agree it was a wonderful first of its kind experience. In looking for ways to expand upon the momentum created, the fire/police departments would be honored if we could set up a satellite office in the center and schedule staffing during the hours the director sees fit to maximize reaching our common goals. We believe that added accessibility is the most important way to increase our reach and effectiveness within our community. On behalf of the Lancaster Fire and Police Departments, please accept this gift of $5,000 as we can think of no greater cause than reinvesting in our community. That gift will come from the Fire Department gift account number 25017 for $2,500 and the Police Department gift account 26018 for an additional $2,500. So before we vote on this, I just want to offer my sincere thanks to not just the chiefs and the departments they represent, but to the staff leads. Oh, and they are on. Great. Thank you, chiefs. to the staff who participated in the cleanup, and everybody who is just working every day to try to bring our town to a nicer, brighter place. You guys are all leading by example, and I greatly appreciate that. So, thank you, Chief. I see Chief Moody on. I don't see Chief.
Might be Mike.
Mike might be Mike Hansen. Chiefs, do you have anything you'd like to add? Otherwise, we'll continue to sing your praises. Okay. Hearing nothing, is there a motion? Alex, would you like to make a motion or make a comment before we make a motion?
Sorry.
That's quite all right.
I'm trying to cut time. Yes, I'd like to offer a motion to accept the generous gift of $5,000 from the police and fire gift accounts, and thank with thanks.
Second?
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, Mr. Allison?
Aye.
Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Mr. Kerrigan? Aye, 3-0-0. Thank you all.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, there was one more thing that Ms. Engel stated that I missed. I didn't catch it.
Wow.
Medical equipment.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly what is being referred to, but there is quite a bit of medical equipment that is available for any member of the community who needs it. There's one piece of each type of medical equipment that we have located in the center, and then we have overflow medical equipment in the old town hall. So as someone comes and needs a wheelchair, if we need to backfill that, we have more. Correct. Also, the library had taken a few of those things over, including a wheelchair, because in case someone were to ever fall there, or would want to come to the library and go there to access it, since there's sometimes open hours that the community center is not. So they also have wheelchairs. They don't have any of the other medical equipment, but they do have that.
Thank you for your comprehensive response and your very clear communications. Thank you. Any other new business by any of the members? Ms. Turner?
None.
Mr. Allison?
No, sir.
Okay. Communications remain the same. We have a special town meeting that will be held on Monday, November 14th, 2022 at 7 p.m. at the Mary Rowlandson Elementary School. And we are going to table the ongoing projects and old business because that is also sponsored by Alex. Anything further? Anything further, Alex?
No, thank you.
All right. Seeing no further business, hearing no further business either, motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Okay.
All those in favor? Mr.
Aye.
Allison, Ms. Turner,
Aye.
Mr. Kerrigan, aye, 3-0-0. Thank you all. The meeting is adjourned, 6:28.